guys, this is Stormmouse03. Welcome back to my Dishonored Death of the Outsider 100% walkthrough. This is the last mission of Original Game Plus mode and the last video in this walkthrough. This is mission number 5, A Hole in the World. And in this is my second playthrough. So if you guys happened upon this video first and didn't realize this is my second playthrough of the game and the second playthrough of this walkthrough. And so if you're looking for things like miscellaneous achievements and trophies, collectibles, that kind of stuff, that is going to be found in my first playthrough of the game. So the first playthrough of this walkthrough. So please, I direct you there if those are the things that you are looking for. This is the last mission for Original Game Plus mode, and I'm also doing it with no detections, and so you will also get your shadow achievement or trophy if you're following my guide for this particular run. I went ahead and did shadow on both playthroughs just because I wanted to be able to help the most people possible. So, this is a fun thing that I like to do right here, and it results in 2 people being killed, and these kills do count, and so at the end you're going to see that I will have killed 2 people, so I'm not going to get my merciful check mark at the end, because I am chaining these people together, and when the woman shoots that person, it's going to kill the 2 of them. And there's no real reason why you shouldn't be killing people as we've gone through here. I have not done it because I think that it's more difficult to knock people out. You know, it takes a little bit longer. So just in case people were wanting to do that, I went ahead and showed you how to do that. But I just love this. I think it's super fun. I think it's just karma. It's karma personified right there. So, and I just like to do it. So I'm sorry, I'm not going to get the merciful check mark. It's not going to affect any of your achievements or trophies. And so I did that. You can also knock those people out. You can not chain them. You can kind of chain them together after she shot the one guy and knock them both out, and that works perfectly well too. So you blink up to that door, you knock off the barrier, and then you blink up and open it and move in, and now we're up here. So the chain is super, super helpful on this part. I really love that ability. It's such a fantastic ability. And so I'm chaining these 2 people. Actually, I'm not going to chain these 2 people together. These 2 are the 2 that I'm not going to chain together. Because if you chain these 2 together, what's going to end up happening is the one who walks forward is going to get knocked out. And he's going to get knocked out so that a lady over on the right side can see him. And you don't want that. So I'm going to knock out this guy and move him over to the elevator. And then I'm going to chain together the 2 people over on the right side of the area. The lady downstairs, and then the lady upstairs. And then I'm going to go around and get that guy last. Because unfortunately, if you get him by doing the chain, these people over here can see his body, and it's no good. So we chain those 2 together. Can't quite see him, so we can't chain him with them. But we'll get the 2 women. And then I'm going to blink down to where Mr. Dude Face is over here. And I'm going to knock him out. And you're going to need to move 3 of these bodies. I moved the first one already, but you're going to want to move another couple of them over to the elevator so that it will function. There is a whole nother area of this map that I don't believe I ever showed you guys, because it's not the place where you want to go if you don't want to get detected. But you can go through this building that's to the right there that the woman was standing on top of. You can go through that building, and there's a whole nother set of rooms and more people and that kind of thing. And it's interesting, but we don't ever go there, not in this guide. But I would encourage you to explore these areas. It really is cool, the number of different ways that you can do certain things. And so if you go through that room, you'll end up coming out up here to my left, right there. And that's the way you get in here. But anyway, that's something that you don't see. Not in this guide. Not if you're wanting to do Shadow. But if you just want to explore the level and kind of kill everybody and go through guns blazing and whatnot, which I recommend because it's fun, go ahead and check that area out over there. Anyway, we're chaining these two people together. I'm going to knock out the one to the left because he walks slightly behind the one to the right. And so if you grab her, then he might see you. But if you grab him, she won't see you. And that's how you knock them both out. And then I'm moving up here to continue forward. And so you can go a couple of different ways. You could go the way that I was walking, which is going to take you on a path around, and it's the way I went before. And so that was my instinct to go that way. But it actually just takes you on a sort of circuitous route that you don't need to go on, because you're not going to need to deal with any of those people up there, not right now. And you're not going to need to come back through this way. And so there's no real need to worry about any of the people in these rooms, especially if you are going to kill the outsider. Now, there's two different endings to this game. In one, you kill the outsider, and in the other, you spare him. In order to spare him, you have to do a little bit of extra work. I'm going to show you how to do that without getting detected, because, there's going to be somebody who wanted to do that playthrough and get that particular achievement or trophy on this run, but you don't know that you don't have to do that, and I'll tell you where that diverges. So for the purposes of this, you want to move over here, wait for those two people to move in opposite directions. That one's going to pause there and turn around, and then you want to be blinking pretty quickly along the path that I am going to get over to this area right here. And you have to do that pretty much exactly the way that I did it, because if you don't, there's not a huge margin for error there in terms of those AI paths. And so you need to be pretty exact about that one. You want to wait for them to move, wait until the one is paused and turned around, and then move quickly on over here. Now, I'm going to chain those two people together, and I'm going to wait quite a long time for them to turn around and move so that I can knock them both out. You don't really have to knock them both out because you're not coming back by them, but just in case, I don't want to take any chances on getting seen, and so I am going to move behind them and knock them out. And they sit there and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. And then they move a little bit, and then I'm like, is this my moment? No. You just want to make sure that you're peeking out around this cover and making sure that they don't see you. And so sometimes they'll start to get alerted here, especially if you're not peeked out, if you're just sort of standing out here. Then that's bad. And you don't want to teleport when I just put my thing up, or blink. You don't want to blink just then. You want to really wait until she starts moving away. And then you blink behind this one. You knock her out. And then the one that's moving forward also gets knocked out thanks to chain, which is excellent. And then we're going to move up here and touch the eye and move on. And so in the next part, I'm going to do probably the only real fancy move that I show you guys in this entire walkthrough. And I have to say, I'm pretty proud of figuring this one out because it's kind of hard to pull off and it seems like it shouldn't work, but it does. And if you're going to want to make a save because, like I said, it is a little bit tricky, but with a couple of tries, you should be able to replicate what I do here. I have replicated it several times, and so it's not just a glitch or something. This does work. So you want to come over here to this exact spot where I'm standing, and you want to make a save, because like I said, you can die here if you fall at the wrong angle. And so you want to blink down to this ledge right where I do, and then you're going to start sliding, and then as soon as you slide down a little bit toward the left, you want to immediately put your blink on and blink down onto this rooftop. If you let yourself slide all the way, you will die, and if you hit those blinks at the wrong spot, you'll die. And so like I said, that's really the only fancy little bit of blinky moving that I do in this guide, and I would highly suggest that you make a save there and then try to replicate what I do, because that will save you a ton of hassle trying to get back through that level. It's so worth it, guys, I promise you. It is so worth it, because otherwise you have to deal with way more of the people in the level and way more of these creatures. And so you want to sort of quickly come over here and hide as the elevator is coming down, because that dude can see you on the left. And so you just want to be careful of him. And then ride the elevator back up. And you do not need to do this. You do not need to ride the elevator back up and do this next part that I'm going to show you, unless you are trying to do the ending where you do not kill the outsider. If you want the ending where you spare the outsider, do this part that I'm doing right now. It was important to pick the key up off the body before you did the little jump down. And it's important to do this part right here, because those are the things that will enable you to spare the outsider. And so you want to kind of quickly blink around behind these creatures, but don't go too fast because you don't want that guy to see you. And I'm going to go ahead and make another save right here, because what happens in this next section can be a little bit tricky as well. This is trying to get back into a room over here without any of these creatures seeing you. And these creatures, these void creatures, are irritating, because sometimes they'll try to come after you while you're in this room, and I believe that I have a way of avoiding that, but just in case, I would say make the save. So I'm going to blink up here onto this pedestal here, wait for the creature to go away, and then I'm going to chain a bunch of these people together. So there are two down here, there's that guy right there. creature's gonna walk back through. And I want him to be gone before I do anything. And so now I'm just waiting for the one who is in that room to walk back out of that room. And then I'm going to blink down and I'm going to take care of these individuals. So blink down here. Knock this one out. And now I'm going to get rid of the evidence here. So these bodies, I don't want the creature to see them. And so I'm going to toss these two into this room and shut the door. So that, or I guess I left the door open. But I tossed them into the room. If you want to be extra careful, you can close the door. And then come down here and grab that person and kind of toss them down here. And so this, I believe, helps you avoid the creatures getting suspicious, because I've had it teleport into this room with me before. The code on this safe is 962. And you want to read this diary here. And that is what will give you the ability to
is the outsider's name. And this says
spare the outsider. And so there was the creature making its way back over here to the left. And like I said, I've had it where he teleports into that room kind of looking for me. And I believe that's because he saw some of the bodies that I had left hanging out. And so you want to make sure that he is not looking at you. Teleport down here, move back through this little area, and then move back down to where we were, down the elevator. And so here is the point at which we're going to hook back up with you if you did not want to do that part. If you want to do the kill the outsider ending, then you wouldn't have gone up the elevator and you would have just continued along the way that I'm going to show you right now. And so I like to blink on top of this piece of roof right here, just because you can see the area pretty good. When that creature moves over to the right and has its back turned, you're going to move and groove and blink up this platform right here. And then when you touch this bright light right there at the objective point, you are home free and pretty much done with this game. You just have to kind of do the last section and make your choice on the ending if you have a choice. If you didn't do that part where you went and got the diary, then you will not have a choice and you'll just kill him. If you did go get the diary, you have the choice to spare him, which I'm going to do. And that will be all she wrote for this game. It does not matter which you do for Shadow or for completing Original Game Plus. It doesn't matter which ending you do. It just depends on, I guess, which you prefer, or if you got the achievement or trophy for one and not the other, you want to do the opposite one, that kind of thing. So, you want to give the answers that I give for these little conversation topics. If you want to spare the outsider, that is. So you have to talk to Dowd and get him to go over and speak the name of the outsider to him, and then he's going to get spared, blah, 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 blah. The end of the game happens. And so that is it, guys. There's your ending. And we're going to pop some achievements here. Alright guys, so if you followed this, you should get your check mark for Ghostly, and here come our achievements, good old times for finishing Original Game Plus. And then if you followed this entire playthrough and did not get detected, you will get Shadow for finishing the game without being detected. And so, as you see, I did not get Merciful because, like I said, those two people killing each other with the chain kill, that counted. But if you don't do that, then you will get a check mark there as well. So thank you guys for watching. I hope that this has been helpful for you. That should be your 100% in the game if you followed both of these playthroughs. And congratulations on your completion. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope that you've enjoyed this guide, and I will see you in the next project.